2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Matari, Brooks, and Duncan, with Commissioner Brooks joining us via phone. Please join me in a moment of silence. All right, thank you. Ms. Roeder, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Changes to the agenda? Okay.
Nope.
Hearing none. Public comment? Okay, hearing none. I would take a motion for minutes.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 and 2.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. Consent calendar?
I move that we approve the consent calendar, items 3 through 11.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. And payables?
I move that we approve the payables for November 11 through 15, 2024 in the amount of $844,788.56 with no jury panel payments.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 13. This is a contract. It's signature on an approval of letter of authorization for online beverage license application with Harris Recording Solutions in our recorder's office. Ms. Roeder, please.
So this is just the letter of authorization for Harris Recording Solutions to move forward with the work to implement our online beverage license application. And it has been approved through legal.
Great. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the letter of authorization contract with online beverage license application Harris Recording Solutions with the recorder's office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 14, board approval request, and this is pursuant to policy 930, the November 5th, 2024 general election. This is setup and coding invoice payment in the amount of $10,262.25 with ES&S and our elections department. Manager Gray, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I am here seeking approval today to pay this invoice for the election setup and coding for the November 5th, 2024 general election. Election systems and software, as you know, not only does our setup of our tabulators, but they also have to do the coding of that process as well, and they do our ballot design and layout as well. So with that, I ask for your approval.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request pursuant to policy 930, November 5, 2024 general election setup and coding invoice payment in the amount of $10,262.25 with election systems and software in the elections department.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 15, development and ground lease north AAL 2024-1000, and this is a hangar development. And is this Whiz-Tion or Whiz-Town? I don't know how they want to say that. Holdings LLC with the airport. Ms. Stevenson.
Hi, Commissioners. It's Kim with the airport, Kim Stevenson with the airport for the record. I think it's Whiz-Tion Holdings, but I'm not 100% sure. They are requesting approval on a development and ground lease, 32,176 square feet on the north side, and at the current private rate of 0.251 cents per square foot, an annual total revenue of $8,076.18.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the development and ground lease North AAL-2024-1000 hangar development with Tion Holdings LLC in the airport.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 16, this is First Amendment to lease agreement. It's with Coeur d'Alene Rowing Association and Parks and Waterways. Director Snyder, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Next time for the record. Before you is that amendment to a long-term lease agreement between Kootenai County and the Coeur d'Alene Rowing Association, which will extend that lease for another 5 years. And I know it's been some time, so as a reminder, the lease is designed to allow the Rowing Association to store their boats and their associated equipment at Fernand Park in return for an annual payment of $500. And of course, Parks and Waterways is supportive of extending that agreement. The Coeur d'Alene Rowing Association provides competitive rowing instruction to our local high school and colleges, so it's a good thing.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the First Amendment to the lease agreement with the Coeur d'Alene Rowing Association and Parks and Waterways.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Item 17, Motorola Solutions. This is Astro Support Renewal Quote 278-4844, Motorola Solutions in our 911 Center. Colin, are you on the phone, or is this handled by a lieutenant?
Commissioners, Colin McRoy, I'm on the line.
Okay. Go ahead.
Commissioners, Colin McRoy, Kootenai County Sheriff's Office 911 for the record. This is our renewal for our service for the trunked radio system many public safety agencies use in the county. This is a renewal of a support that we've carried for many years. This is a budgeted E911 budget item for the amount of $243.60 in total. Just requesting your approval on the quote.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the Motorola Solutions Astro Support Renewal Quote 278-4844 with Motorola Solutions and 911.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 18, board approval request. This is an easement agreement. Rose of Sharon Enterprises, Inc. is the party, and Community Development's presenting. So, Mr. Tarbutton, please. And I see that you've got Civil Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Pat Braden with you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ben Tarbutton, Planning Manager for the county for the record. As you mentioned, this is a request from the Rose of Sharon Enterprises to request an easement over a portion of the Centennial Trail that the county owns and maintains. The easement request is to serve a 55-lot subdivision that will be within the city limits of Post Falls, and the purpose of it is for a secondary means of access. The easement language and agreement has been prepared by Civil Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Pat Braden, and has also been reviewed and approved by Nick Snyder, Director of Parks and Waterways. Also, the City of Post Falls is in agreement, and the applicant, Rose of Sharon Enterprises, is just requesting your approval of the easement.
And Commissioners, Pat Braden, Civil Deputy Prosecutor for the record, the City of Post Falls just approved that development, so.
Okay, but my understanding, you can correct me, is the easement only for emergency ingress and egress, emergency services?
It's not just for emergency services. That was changed at the request of the City of Post Falls to allow for general ingress and egress, but with a gate there.
I don't think that gate, would that gate be legal? Because we went through this before in Idaho.
That was with the highway district. The city is, well, as long as as long as the gate is in the city, is within this
Are you,
City,
100 feet north of Lundy Boulevard.
I thought that was,
The city and the developer asked for that, so they're, unlike the highway district scenario, the city actually wants this.
but I thought there was a state statute that precluded.
It is a state statute, but applies to highway districts.
Oh, it doesn't apply to the cities?
No.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, I don't know if you know this or not, but is this portion actually public road? Because I don't know.
Well, the portion is the Centennial Trail right-of-way, so it is public, that part is public right-of-way, and then between the Centennial Trail right-of-way and Lundy Boulevard, which is a highway district right-of-way, is owned by the developer, Rose of Sharon Enterprises. So that part is private.
Now, look, I will defer to you, Pat, but I just remember the research I did on this when it came to that issue in Bayview. Private roads could not have a gate. No road could have a gate because it would, you don't know if where it can affect access. And then even if a gate is not locked, it doesn't mean that the gate wouldn't be locked later. So I would want to make sure that we're solid on that.
Right, that had to do with highway district right of way, not private roads. If what you stated were the case, we could not have any gates to any gated communities in the state of Idaho. And of course, that's not the case, so.
Yeah.
So, and I think in the future it'd be helpful if we had a little bit better pictorial description, just because it's kind of hard to understand and see what we're doing here.
I mean, I'm okay if do we have to make a decision today? Could we look at this for next week and get a little more information?
Table it to next week, that's fine.
Okay.
That's your point.
I would like to look at a little more. I agree with you. It's just, it was a little hard to kind of decipher.
Right, because I was under the impression that it was for emergency vehicles, not that they were just gonna, and again, are they just driving right over the trail, or is this the right-of-way of the trail? So
Both.
both, okay.
There would be a trail crossing, and it would be properly signed, and also, and of course, rebuilt. What they want to do is make kind of what they call a speed table, which is like a speed bump, only longer.
Yeah.
Over the length or the width of the actual trail to slow traffic down.
Would they be maintaining that part of the trail? Because if we have vehicles going over it, then who's responsible for that?
I want to say that they had to, that they were required to do that.
All that it says in the agreement is there's reconstruction of the Centennial Trail through the part of the private roadway extension. As far as long-term maintenance, I don't know that it mentions that. I mean, it does say any potential damage to the burdened property from heavy vehicles will then be
Yeah.
So Director Snyder, are you still on the line? Oh, doesn't sound like it. Okay, if you're good, they'd be happy to table this and then maybe get us a little bit more information. Okay, thank you. All right, item 19. This is the Regents 2024 Gag Clause Prohibition Compliance Attestation for Regents Blue Shield of Idaho and our Human Resources. And Ms. Kirkpatrick, please.
Good afternoon, C.K. Kirkpatrick for the record. We're requesting authorization of Regents to submit our Gag Clause Prohibition Compliance Attestation on behalf of our group health plan.
Okay, questions, motion? I think we do this every year, don't we?
Yes, it's yearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I move that we approve the Regents 2024 Gag Clause Prohibition Compliance Attestation with Regents Blue Shield of Idaho and Human Resources.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 20, Resolution 2024-82, and this is the replacement of the Jail Bureau's Glock pistols with our Sheriff's Department. And Lieutenant Ellis, were you handling this?
I am, thank you. We are looking to sell 16 of our Glock M17 MOS pistols to Gunorama. This was in our budget for this year. They're going to give us a trade-in value of $300 per pistol, and then we'll be able to buy 16 new pistols. The 16 outgoing pistols are the most used pistols, and they have the wear and tear that need replaced.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2024-82, replacement of Jail Bureau's Glock pistols with the Sheriff's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. And public comment? None. Anybody online, Jonathan? All right, 2:15, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.